Hello everyone and welcome back to Valpo Esports with Smash Bros. We're getting right into it today actually with Valpo and the Sonic against IWU with the Game & Watch.
Yep, so gonna be starting it right away, and this Game & Watch was not having a fun time for a little bit.
I mean, the opponent is a little bit of a Sonic, so generally the game plan is to make them not have fun. With getting lots of damage racked on there, that's one of the things that Sonic is known for, is just being able to be super safe and racking up damage. So that damage number is looking in favor of the Sonic, but now the Game & Watch has, in fact, leveled it out the playing field a little bit.
Being able to dodge the Sonic's more like attacks and such. Not that one though, apparently.
Yeah, Sonic is quite hard to dodge. He is, in fact, the fastest character. He's rolling around at the speed of sound, after all.
Well, fortunately, because otherwise we'd be like, why is Sonic even in the game?
Okay, but it would be very funny if Sonic wasn't the fastest character in the game, to be fair.
I think it would just be a lie.
Yeah, I think all the nerds would be very sad. But the percents are looking quite even here. Game & Watch does have quite a few answers to Sonic with that uppy out of shield. One of the safest options that can be done. One of the best out of shield options in the entire game. I feel like that almost saved the Sonic, although I believe he still had an air dodge. Luckily getting the sour spot down air, otherwise that would have been a confirmed stock. So still has a chance here to find the stock first, but these wild swings will get punished with a Game & Watch dash attack taking the stock first.
Yep, unfortunately, going to miss that with the up B. Going to still just be trying to go for the stock right here, but Sonic already taking a lot of damage from the Game & Watch. Game & Watch getting a fair amount of extra credit right here.
This should take it, though. Yep, there it is. That run-up up smash will cover it. Sonic, being so fast, was able to get underneath that landing much faster than the Game & Watch was probably was not expecting the aggressive approach to covering that landing.
Able to take a little bit more damage just to start up, but unfortunately not able to hit that up smash.
It has been playing a bit of the hit and run game, has gotten a little bit of percent on board, but that up B out of shield is just such a good answer. Game & Watch having that incredibly strong out of shield option has been working wonders against Sonic's spin dash here.
Yep, and just being able to retort with give back aerials while falling as well from that has just been persuading the Sonic not to approach.
Yep, Game & Watch does in fact have one of the best out of shield options in the entire game with that up B. It not even putting him in special fall allows him to cover his landings with it as well. But lots of damage coming out from the Sonic. Still not impossible to take the stock first here. Game & Watch is paper thin and therefore paper light.
So going to be in kill range, those things should kill here, but not if Sonic gets killed first, that's for sure.
Yeah, the only nice part about that up air is it is incredible at the juggle, but luckily it doesn't kill that much, but that bomb certainly will. Takes the stock off of the Sonic first, so again, a little bit behind here, having to catch up. But you know, if there's going to be a character to catch up with, Sonic's pretty quick.
Yeah.
With that back air taking the stock, there it is.
Percentage is actually really even, especially even for losing the stock first. Being able to avoid all of the Game & Watch attacks.
Yeah, so you see this Game & Watch really is playing to turtle. Waiting for the Sonic to make these aggressive approaches that cover a lot of space. Like, these spin dashes are so normal to Sonic because they're so incredibly hard to punish, but Game & Watch having the response to it.
Yep. Able to do a little bit of damage, but currently still losing in the percent game right here.
As long as Sonic can just play this hit and run game, he's happy. Sonic lives for this hit and run game because he's hit and running. Who the heck is gonna catch him? And I just heard a sub, so thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Gotta get the sub, and we gotta be looking for the kill here. Going to try and use that spring. Not gonna find anything. But
barely missed the spot dodge punish with that F smash, but hey, racking up damage is important. Ooh! And those down smashes, if that sweet spot's right at the edge, that very well could be a stock for Game & Watch. In fact, it probably would be. But up smash cutting through the forward air, able to take that final stock for the Game & Watch. So, you know, the Sonic was on the back foot for most of that game, but able to cut through and find the stock.
Yep. So, going to be able to find that, we'll have to be looking for seeing what they're sending in. Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna have a lot to say about this one.
Monkey!
Yeah?
They're sending in an EK.
Oh, gosh.
Put me in, coach. I want a ditto.
So, Valpo's bans are gonna be, Pokemon Stadium 2, Battlefield, Hollow, and, they go small battlefield.
I don't dislike it. I think ideally, just because it's Sonic and Sonic wants space, I think ideally PS2 and small would have been swapped since PS2 is a bigger stage, but it doesn't change much. It changes very little. If I had to give a critique, that would be it, but there's no real critique to be had. As we're getting into the game here with a monkey. I love DK. So the Sonic does in fact lose 2 stocks here before getting to face off against a monkey. We'll see if he can take at least 1 stock, although
get some extra credit.
Yeah, having gone even is already doing his job. So we will see. See the thing that's going to be nice here is that DK's not going to have the same incredible catch-all answer with up B that Game & Watch had.
Goodbye.
Interesting. So we at least have the counter pick advantage of going into. We get to choose who we want to throw in, which I will assume. Well, the nice part is I can't actually say my assumptions because they will be told. I am assuming it will it'll either be it'll be some form of the Jumpy Boys. It'll either be the frog jumpy boy or the bird jumpy boy.
That
is
that
my
is
guess.
true.
But it will. My guess is it will be one of the jumpy boys.
Gonna be seeing
One of the
Valpo
jumpy
for
boys.
The first time in a while, actually.
Yep. I feel like it has been a little bit since we've seen the Falco, so this will be this will be nice to see. I don't think he's been able to make the past the couple matches. I think he wasn't feeling well. Yeah, so he's back and ready to make a return debut, which is nice to see.
Gonna be looking. Okay, Battlefield Town and Kalos are the
Battlefield Town,
bans.
Kalos. I agree. I wonder if they're gonna go FD Smashville. Okay. I don't mind that at all. I think that's probably a better pick than FD. I think I was just simply not cooking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I guess.
I mean, I just realized that he left FD open. Like, well, FD certainly wouldn't be bad, but I think Smashville is better. Keeps it very very close to heart with this Falco, keeping the DK close. Like, yes, DK also wants to be close. However, you have funny little up tilt button.
Yeah.
So nobody losing any stocks, able to get straight into the game with Falco up throw is going to be a very solid combo starter. Taking a quick 60 on against a DK. It didn't sweet spot. No. I'm so sad that didn't sweet spot because that was very close to a kill.
Yeah, that was incredibly close to a kill right there. DK taking loads of damage right here, and now Falco's just looking for the kill.
Yep, but you know, Falco getting closer and closer to kill percent because when you're playing Monkey, pretty much any percent is kill percent if you try hard enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Still gonna be just looking for this kill right here.
I like that. I want to call attention that the Falco purposely crossed up the DK with that forward air. Otherwise, he would have landed in front of DK, and DK is much stronger. DK really has to pick whether he wants to be facing away or towards you in shield. Away allows him to back air, but being towards you allows him to grab. So if you're doing something that lands low like that, like a Falco forward air, it enables you to avoid the grab. So landing behind or being too low for the back air.
So percentage was originally evened out, not much anymore. Unfortunately, that is going to take another stock from Falco. Going to be trying to look for this another stock on the DK, but taking a lot of damage right here.
He's monkeying around. That is the thing with especially DK against these combo characters, is that they tend to be very volatile matchups. They tend to be one person absolutely murdering the other person, or the other way around is generally what it tends to be.
Yep, just trying to get his little funny up tilt in.
This isn't a stock, but still racking up damage is scary because you're playing a heavy that will start killing, but not quite. Hey, we take that.
Hey, yeah. he tried to go for the funny and he missed.
Hey, you know, we take that. Got a stock before we left.
That will go. Monkey does leave with an extra credit though. Leaves with a stock though. So
it leaves with a stock, which is quite unfortunate. It leaves Valpo at a stock disadvantage that even if we come in and clean up the stock, they will have counter picks advantage. So there's a slight disadvantage, but nothing that can't be worked past for sure.
Yep, definitely. Now, I'm assuming the other jumpy boy, or...
Probably. I would assume probably the other jumpy boy. Oh, really? Okay. I don't mind this. I don't mind this at all. I think that's fine.
Fair enough.
Pick the blue one. Yes.
Nah, you gotta go with the classic.
I mean, that's fair.
Ike is a character.
Yep, so we're having a bit of a surprise to you guys. This is a player and a character that we don't get to see super often on stream, so it'd be nice to see. We're actually seeing the Ike, which is a character we don't see very much from Valpo, so gonna be fun.
Now, has the Ike played you a lot?
Me, no. I've played them a bit back when I still existed.
Yeah.
I played them every once in a while, but not all that much. And most of the time when I played them, they were actually playing the PT. So the Ike is a bit of a swap here. So they have not played me very much. So
I was wondering if they played your monkey, because
the funny monkey.
Because I'm seeing your monkey have a lot of things in common with this monkey.
Yeah, we like to try to kill you at who cares %.
Yes. Correct.
Yes. We like monkey here.
I've noticed.
Yes. Yeah. Funny down B, the slap slap. Alright, we'll see if this Ike can manage to take this stock before losing their own. Eating some back airs is not going to help. That is a surefire way to take some damage from a DK, but hey, getting down throw by an Ike is certainly a way to take some damage back.
Yep, going to do a fair amount of damage going into it. Barely taking enough, but against a DK, that can be racked up pretty quickly, just like that.
Yep, but Ike able to get back to stage here.
Able to get back to stage, but keeping percent very even right now. So.
Which is scary. Being even percent against a heavy is quite spooky.
You do only have one stock to take.
Ooh, you're dead.
Yep.
Yep, you accidentally got the neutral B. I'm assuming that was probably meant to be a side B and just misinput, which is quite unfortunate that we're now down a stock at minimum. But we'll see if they're able to finish up and take the last stock here.
However, Monkey does have Rage right now, so going to be dealing a lot of damage.
This is, in fact, a very angry monkey here.
Yes.
But Ike getting close to finding the kill here. Yeah, that'll be a lot of damage here. Really not a giant punch. Woo! And there's the giant punch, but manages to scrape by with the stock here. They've still got to find this kill here, and that's the problem with heavies, is that they can be very difficult to find the kill. This should be dead. This is dead for Ike.
Yep. Unfortunate there. Still going to be trying to find this kill on the monkey, though. Going to still get a lot of range,
get up?
but...
Roll, okay. Sometimes I like to try.
Unfortunately...
Yeah, these aggressive options while landing. The DK's ready to call them out here, but not quite able to find the kill. At this point, I would say an up B out of shield is a good spot to go. Ooh, spooky. That shield's getting real low.
Yep, almost was a shield right there, but that will
really
not kill
Nair
still.
almost killing.
Yeah.
Forward air. Well, I called it.
Yep.
Woo!
Very risky right there. That will kill, though.
Sadly, had to wait until Ike Nair was able to kill to find that stock, which was pretty rough. Did go down, did lose quite a few stocks, but alas, not going too bad here.
Yep, not going too bad right here. Going to see what they're going to have to send out.
So now the ball's in their court here. So now they get to decide who they want to throw in, and we are told what character at least, so we can do our bans accordingly.
Gotta pull up the Discord though.
Yeah, that would require a Discord, at least for us to know about it. They've at least got it on their.
Oh, yep.
No, not the Speeve.
Yep, it's the Speeve time.
It's time to play against the blocky boy.
Speeve is no longer banned, therefore you will see the Speeve.
I hate that Steve's not banned.
That's part of the reason you retired.
Yeah, we'll say that. It was a contributing factor.
So going to see bans on Kalos, Hollow, and PS2 with the Steve choosing Final Destination.
Yeah, not surprised. This will probably not be a super fun matchup.
No.
What will be nice is that Ike's going to have ways to break blocks at a range. The problem is Ike's approaches tend to be kind of at no fault to the player, just as the character, Ike's approaches tend to be a bit more telegraphed. It tends to be a bit easier to know what Ike wants. Most of the time, it's going to be nair, it's going to be a forward, it's going to be a falling aerial. So it's going to be a lot easier to know. Yeah, shield does not work against minecart, so it is time to take your prescribed 30.
Yep, 30 against the Steve, and now it's a 40.
Yeah, honestly, 30 against the Steve for a Steve combo, I take that. That's a win.
Unfortunately, only dealing about 30 in return, but going even up the percent a bit. Barely just missing it. Steve barely missing the reaction.
Yeah, but keeping it quite even here, have learned that shield doesn't work against minecart is quite an important interaction. The fact that that turns into a command grab is insane. That's a 599 moment. Because I feel like that should at least be a hit grab, and wow!
That already killed.
Yep, that was able to tank the stock. Yeah, so Valpo loses a stock here, so now Valpo is 1 player down. So now this first round is going to hinge on this last player here. And I believe... Who to send in? Who to send in? Okay. Yeah, from what I remembered of who was in the room, it was between... I'm trying to remember who I saw this morning practicing. I believe it was between 3 people's left.
I mean, yeah, the little Mac.
I see a familiar face in chat.
Oh no.
Did the frog play it? Well, you're in for a surprise here. You're in for a treat.
You turned it just in time.
As it is time for the froggy boy. It is time for the hip happy boy.
The frog is going to be going into play against a Steve.
Yeah, you might get to see the froggy boy, but in true monkey paw fashion, you get to see the Greninja play, but it's against a Steve.
Yeah.
So you might get to watch Greninja, but now you have to watch Steve. In a little bit of a monkey paw situation here.
Yeah, it's not gonna be very fun for the Greninja here.
So, swapping over to the Greninja cam.
3, 2, 1.
So we'll see if Vortic is able to take the 3 stocks in the Steve, but Vortic also behind the Steve does have another fighter, and if I recall, that fighter is the Toon Link.
Yep, so going to be a tough fight, even if he manages to get through the Steve with all 3 stocks. But there's your mandatory 30%.
He's jabbing. What do we do about it? Oh, I thought he was dead.
Close.
I thought he was dead.
I think everyone thought he was dead.
I was so scared. I didn't know he was able to air dodge out of that off the blocks. Oh, that's so scary because that lava, if it's off the stage, will actually fall and linger a little bit, which can make it very scary to recover with an uppie that doesn't have a hitbox, something like Greninja's. Nice timing mix-ups on the down air.
Unfortunately, right now, percentage is fairly even, so this is not leaving Vortic in a very good spot,
Yeah,
especially with the player behind Steve.
Yeah, very even percents, especially with a Steve, means you're probably dying ludicrously sooner than he will. Because this character has absurd kill power.
Yep, Steve is one of the strongest characters in the game, pretty much. So.
Which is not okay. Well, I guess it actually kind of fits thematically. I mean, Steve can just carry, like...
meters.
He can carry,
Meter
like,
by
trillions of pounds via cubic meters of gold in his pockets. But yet he still can't jump over a fence.
It's fine.
He can carry that much in his pocket, but not jump over a fence by himself.
Yeah, it's fine.
But hey, not quite able to find the first stock here. Able to get quite close, keeping the Steve cornered, which keeping the Steve cornered is much different than having a Steve be cornered. Because generally Steves will choose to be cornered, but keeping him cornered by yourself is a much different story. Able to find the stock here. So did take 92 in return, but hey, with Steve, that's just normal here. So Steve does have Diamond, able to carry along that Diamond past his stock loss.
Yep, going to be able to do a
fair
and out.
Yeah, that back air will take the stock. That is an obscenely strong back air.
Yep, that's what happens when Steve finds Diamond. He's able to just get a lot done just because of how powerful that is.
Yep, how much sheer damage and kill power it has.
You can only avoid the the jabs for so long.
You can only avoid it so long. If he just keeps jabbing, he will die to an Elytra misinput. You know what? That's a combo I'm willing to take.
Yep, going to get gold jewels though up and running. He did not find another diamond during that stock, so going to do fairly decent. Just gotta take this next stock.
Does have gold though, which is almost equally as scary. Gold actually does augment your frame data a little bit. It makes it a little faster to match the source game. Gold mining faster and stuff in the game of Minecraft. They decided to match that in game by augmenting his frame data, which is insane to be able to change your frame data like that, especially in a character with already insane frame data like Steve. Having to eat that minecart as punishment for trying to punish that high recovery and taking a lava bucket,
yep.
Which no type advantage is going to save you against that.
Yep. Still going to be in a bit of a range, but
woo, spooky.
Yep, definitely spooky there. Barely grabbing onto ledge. Just gotta be looking for the kill now.
Back here. You know, that crafting table giving him extra hit lag from hitting the crafting table actually almost got him punished for doing that space back air.
Unfortunately, Steve finding the diamond though.
He's up tilting. What do you do about it? This should kill though. There it is.
This will kill though, but keep in mind, Vortex still has another 3 stocks to get through with only 1 of his own.
Yep. Does only have 1 stock left to take out this last fighter, but you know, with the amount of hype in chat, he might be able to do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard-fought battle. If I recall, this last fighter should be the Toon Link, if I remember right. If I remember, I mean, who knows if they just have more people? I mean, we have more than 4. Yep, there it is. So there is the Toon Link. One of the scariest fighters in this entire conference is what I have been informed of. So we're in for an interesting time.
You've faced this Toon Link before.
Yeah, I have faced this Toon Link before.
Yeah?
Yeah? Production's having a little fun with the Discord.
Production has decided to show fear to the Toon Link being brought in.
Yep, so now we have the Toon Link with 3 stocks coming in against Vortex 1. Gonna be a very hard-fought battle. This Toon Link is one of the strongest players in the conference, but hey, you know, nothing's impossible until all the stocks are gone. So still not out of the realm of possibility to have Vortex take this back.
Gonna be waiting for the bans though.
Hey, you know, if Vortex listened to the advice earlier of just plopping the Greninja on his shoulder while playing, it might give him a power-up.
Maybe. That requires it to stay there.
That could be arranged. Just have the Falco just hold it up. It's fine.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But getting back into the game here, we're gonna have 1 stock on the frog and 2 stocks on the child, or 3 stocks on the child. Sorry.
Yeah. So. He's just dancing. He's creating smoke.
Yep, a little bit of dash dancing, having a bit of fun before it is time to put fun behind you.
Yep.
As you are playing against a Toon Link, fun's gonna go away.
Goodbye. Already taking a 17% roughly from this Toon Link. Just taking.
That up B out of shield's gonna make it so difficult for Greninja to be able to get really much done on shield. Greninja generally able to have some pretty safe shield pressure with back air and nair, but that is able to be punished with Toon Link up B. Oh, that's a familiar name with the subscription. Josh tuning in.
Oh gosh.
So thank you for that, Josh, as we have Vortex trying to make the run back of a lifetime.
Yep, gonna be tricky. Only being up 40% higher than the Toon Link right now. Very risky, especially since all this damage will stack.
Yeah, this is his last stock, so all this damage is essentially permanent. And this should be an upbeat. Oh, didn't upbeat on the ledge here. That is such a dangerous trick that Toon Link has, is to be able to upbeat on the ledge. It can cover so many options. Whew. Spooky. He certainly is frogging around. This is dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunate right there, but that will take the stock from Vortic, and that will be game 1 to Illinois Wesleyan.
Yep, that will take the first round here in favor of Illinois Wesleyan. So sadly not going in Valpo's favor, but hey, we still have one more round to go. So it's definitely not impossible for Valpo to bring this back. Just bring them to round 3.
Yep.
Yeah. Make it a bit longer of a stream, but hey, who complained about a bit more? Who complained about a bit more Smashy Bros?
You have, for sure.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that part.
There's a reason you retired.
Yeah, but going into this next round, I believe we'll probably head to a break here, I believe.
Yeah.
So we shall see you guys in a little bit as we return with some Smash Bros. Gameplay.
So we are back going into this. Going to need to pull up the bands, but we are going to be seeing a Little Mac versus a DK going into
Yep,
this.
hello. Welcome back. And yet they just did their double blind pick, so they've decided on the characters that we're seeing. So now they're going through the ban process. That's how the first round tends to go. We tend not to see it very often because we're generally on break. But generally how the first round goes is you have a double ban. Both players will go in and they'll show what character they're playing, and then we go through and do the bans. That way it keeps it a little more fair and it keeps it a little more even for both teams. So we have seen that we'll be having a Little Mac versus a DK, as you mentioned before, as the first round. So now we're going through the bans, and
They tried to gentleman to PS2.
I love that. I love doing that.
To which we responded, no, ban PS2.
Jim, I love doing that so much. It brings me so much enjoyment to do that in person in brackets and stuff. Generally, the normal thing is to gentleman to PS2, but I love saying, nope, we'll banning PS2. I love doing that. It's so much fun.
So we are going to be going Kalos for the first one. Going against a monkey, so you'll be continuing to have some fun.
Monkey! I love DK. But we should be getting into the game here soon as we swap over. The true goated play of banning PS2. Exactly. Exactly. See, I generally offered a gentleman to Small Battlefield instead. I tell them it's because I want to pick music, but it's actually because it's my favorite legal stage. But
yeah,
I don't tell them that
you're
part.
Weird. Anyway,
Yeah.
already Lil Mac taking a lot of damage right here.
Oh, this is scary, and he's
Yep.
dead. Yep, that is the danger of playing Little Mac against DK, especially. Cargo throw becomes a legitimate threat at borderline any %.
Yep, just because it's so difficult for Little Mac to try and recover there.
Yeah, it's so dangerous because not only are you being hit off stage at a very awkward angle, something that projectiles or other characters can do, the DK is following you there, so he's right there to cover your options. So it becomes so difficult and so dangerous to try to come back that situation. But
Not
Little Mac
killing
doing
yet.
quite well at coming back from the situation of being at a deficit, doing a ton of damage, but pretty much any hit from the DK could lead to a stock ended. So very dangerous here. Bonk!
Going to
Chopping
be getting KO
right
punch
through them.
after that, though.
Yep, so both players have their funny little murder punches up, so
Well, DK...
able to take DKs away. Up tilt, forward tilt. He's punching, he's boxing, but that get up attack will take away the KO punch here.
Unfortunate here, but already got 3 of it back, so gonna be looking for it.
Yeah, get off that platform. Little Mac's aerials leave so much to be desired, but hey, you know, back solidly on the ground, gonna give him the options that he really wants here.
Yep. So Monkey is just trying to get him back into the air and put him into disadvantage. But going to still be racking up large amounts of damage,
Nice
keeping
down
it
smash here.
fairly even.
Not quite able to find the second one though. Ooh, this is spooky. Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunate there, but still going to be able to even it out, even after that early first stock.
Yeah, unfortunate. He has no jump here. Woo! Spooky. That's a scary situation. A Little Mac at his jump is a dead man walking, but that get up attack will get punished by the neutral B on the DK, taking away the stocks from Valpo. So now the DK is up 2, and that's a dangerous position to be. We've seen that we're gonna need some stocks in the bank to take care of those later players. So going down early is scary here. But hey, we've come back from this before, and it's the start of the round, so it's not impossible for Valpo to bring this back for sure.
I'm assuming one of the jumpy boys going in.
One of the jumpy boys would be my assumption.
The question is whether they have a gun or a shuriken.
Yeah, it depends on how.
Never mind.
Really?
I'm completely.
Okay.
Well,
I don't
kind
disagree
of
with
jumpy
this.
boy. Kind of jumpy.
Yeah, I would say it's
He's
kind of
he's got 5 jumps.
It's a jump. It is a jumpy boy. I don't know if
He
it's as
more
much of a
floats.
jumpy boy as much of the yeah. I think it's more of a floaty boy.
But he does have multiple jumps.
Yeah, those jumps don't go very high though, so it's less of a jumpy boy and more of just a airborne boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, man, it's a circle with 2 other ovals. Like, what do you want from me?
No, there's 4 ovals. His feet and his hands.
His hands are more circles.
No.
His hands are more nubs.
Nah.
They're stubbins.
Still can't see the bands though.
Yeah, so
I cannot reach the mouse to put it up on the screen.
Yeah, I got it. I got this. All right, so we're sending in. If you haven't got it from our wonderful descriptions, if we were playing like Pictionary or something, wonderful descriptions.
But, I mean, that would narrow it down to 2 people. So.
Exactly. But we are indeed throwing in the Curbo.
Yep, and we're seeing Final Destination, Hollow, and
Smashville coming in.
Smashville.
So my guess would probably, I wouldn't be surprised to see a small Battlefield, PS2s left open. I would be surprised to see a Town and City. A Kalos isn't impossible, but I'd be surprised to see it. If I had to guess, it's probably between small and PS2. If I had to guess.
Yeah, just waiting for this map pick, so.
So we'll see what the Kirby wants to go. Whatever will give him the best chance of taking these 2 stonks off the DK. Hopefully, with losing the least in return. If I had to guess, it will be one of those 2 stages. Yep,
Going small battlefield.
And the small battlefield is selected for us here. So, maybe? Oh, music pick. You know, that is very important.
Yes.
People underestimate the importance of picking music. It's very important. You get that music counter pick too. It's power up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I will pick the music just so I can see it pop up in the corner, even if I'm not playing with game audio. It's empowering.
Oh gosh.
It's the power up of the music pick. So we'll see if the Curbster is able to get his music pick.
He does.
He is. Let's go. The DK does have to lose only one stock here. Ooh. That just reminds me of Home Improvement.
So going to be already taking, dealing about 26 damage, but getting 50 in return, unfortunately.
Yeah, DK is no stranger to dishing out lots of percent. Yep, that's a stock. That is the ding dong combo right there, taking the stock early. That is just what that combo is called, and it is devastating.
Yep, very high percentage and only even percentage, but Kirby's just not really able to counter as much.
Yeah, it's dangerous for Kirby to really try to punish these options, and down goes to the second stock from the Kirby. See, Kirby can do quite a lot of damage if he's able to get close, but DK is actually unironically outranges Kirby, which is something that DK doesn't get to say in very many matchups.
Yeah, but I mean, it is a small guy, so...
Yeah, DK having a bit of a mini sword with the amount of disjoints and range that he has, actually able to do quite well against Kirby here, keeping him at arm's reach, literally.
Able to avoid that, but DK going to be throwing...
Really? That took the stock, really?
Just barely.
Interesting, that didn't look like it was gonna kill. I wonder if he air dodged, because I believe I saw his model kind of jump to the side. If I had to guess, he either air dodged or actually, there's very select few characters that this occurs on, and Kirby, I believe, is one of them. Is generally when you're hit into the corner of the blast zone, or very close. Generally, buffering a double jump will enable you to live longer because one, it boosts you upwards, which increases that distance that you travel, so that helps you live longer, and also it tends to help you counteract that momentum. But there are very select few characters. I believe the only ones are really Kirby. I know for a fact DDD. And it might be Puff, I'm not sure. It might be one or two other characters. But jumping in the blast zone will actually extend your hurt box and make you die sooner. Mostly because they puff up when they jump. Like Kirby puffs up, especially DDD. DDD is extraordinarily guilty at this. Is that he'll puff up when he jumps, so it'll actually extend his hurt box. So it'll make him die sooner. So I wonder if that's what happened. But
perhaps.
Either way, we are sending in the other more first thought of when you say the jumpy boy. He does in fact prefer the air.
Yeah.
So the bans are Battlefield, Town, and Kalos. To no one's real surprise, that's fine. But going back to the Smashville, actually getting the run back of what we saw before of last time we actually saw this matchup coming in. So we shall be getting into that here shortly. Is there something to stage? What do you bet they're getting the music pick? If they get their music pick, it's over.
There's not many good music picks for
Animal
Smashville,
Crossing,
though.
Yeah.
I don't like the one song.
There's no Xenoblade music on Animal Crossing stages, therefore it's not great options, obviously.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but here we see a little bit of the run back of the bird against the monkey. So we will see if Falco will be able to take two stocks with an early 50 and an edge guard opportunity, but the early up B from the DK is able to diffuse that situation.
Going to continue just up tilting in his direction, though.
Hey, of course. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But evening up the percents right there is the DK. Able to spot dodge that, actually. I'm surprised that's not more negative. Forcing the low recovery, I believe that might have actually saved him. And actually not able to recover.
Just barely.
And the DK is getting a lot of damage here. See, that's what these characters excel at, doing tons of damage to each other. That giant punch doing quite a lot.
Yep, going to do a lot of damage here and take, going to just be even on percents and stock, but this is not what the Falco wants to be.
Yeah, absolutely
DK
not. There
going
goes
to get
another
that
stock.
though.
Yikes, this is spooky.
Yep, just going to be dealing with this heavy amounts of damage right here. While DK is going to be in kill percent for a lot of things, it's going to be like that.
That'll take it. that will indeed take the first stock of this game on the DK. Only one left, but this DK has done more damage than we would have liked for sure.
Yep, for sure.
Ooh, Falco combos? Are you able to get the shield out?
Unfortunately.
Did you not have a jump?
Maybe?
I believe you were grounded beforehand. I thought you got your jump back if you were thrown specifically, but it might be some new, different interaction if you grabbed out of the air specifically with cargo throw. I believe you're supposed to get your jump back. I think you get considered grounded. Not sure on
He's
that.
now going to be questioning this for the next 2 hours, and I'm going to hear about it for the entirety of lunch.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I can just go
gosh.
test it. I can just go play DK against some poor soul.
He's going to torment the team even more than they have already been tormented.
Hey, you know, Alex is actually visiting. A graduate is here to visit today. So, you know, I can make him suffer with my monkey. It's fine.
Fair enough. I will...
I can remind him why he should be glad that we don't have to play each other anymore.
I mean, he's been glad about that for over a year now.
Yeah, we haven't had to play Joker Samus and feel sad about ourselves.
Although he hasn't had to. You two have still decided to do it for some reason.
Those games take so long. It's just gun camp versus all B button camp. It's so funny.
And there's you on the pit, just doing orbiters from ledge and making him hate his entire life.
No, my favorite true combo is down throw, down air, and to throw up orbiters and hope he throws a projectile. I love doing that.
Going to be sending in the Bowser here, waiting for bans from Illinois Wesleyan. Bowser has got a lot, though, to do, though.
Yep, he does have a lot to do. Unfortunately. So, gonna be quite spooky here. We have one stock left on the DK.
It's not. Oh, there it
No,
is.
we're.
There it goes.
Are we on our last? Oh no.
Yes, that was our third player.
Little Mac, Kirby, Falco. Yep. I can do math.
Oh God.
It's fine. I'm an engineer. That's what the calculator's for.
I have a CS major. I don't have to worry about doing my own math. I just make the computer
Exactly. See, that's what I do.
do it. No, you should be doing your
No,
own math.
I make the calculator do it. It's fine. It's not my
No,
problem.
you should be doing your own math. You
I
should be
can-
doing a majority of it.
Shh, it's fine. This is what the calculator's for. That's what the TI Inspire's for. Make it do the math for me.
Gosh, but DK is going to have to lose 2 stocks here.
Yep.
Going into the last player.
So we're gonna have a bit of a heavy boy matchup here, getting some of the heaviest characters in the game. Bowser being the single heaviest, and DK, I believe, is up there.
I think he's 3rd. I think K. Rool beats DK.
Yeah, it goes Bowser, K. Rool, and then I don't remember if DK is 3rd. I don't think so, because DDD's up there as well.
Maybe.
Hang on, I should know this. Yeah, good.
This DK
Bowser, K. Rool. Oh, it is DK, and then DDD and DK are tied. That's why they're tied for 3rd.
But Bowser already getting dealt a lot of damage, but the DK still being able to do a lot.
I mean, in these matchups,
either turn.
being at high percent generally doesn't do all that much. The stock count's really what matters, which luckily is where we're at with a crew battle anyway.
Yep.
Bonk!
But that will
Still
kill right
actually
there.
taking the stock, just a bonking ass.
And that depends on who they're sending in next.
Yeah, so I'm sure chat is sad to realize that we will actually, in fact, not be seeing the Greninja. Sorry, I did, in fact, take the stock from the wrong team. Whoopsies!
We're learning how to use
It's
the
fine.
little stream
No,
deck today, so
Honestly, that's not even me, like, not knowing what has happened. I just simply pressed the wrong button.
disappointment right now.
Listen, man, I'm an esports player. Pressing the right button's not important.
However, we will be seeing the Steve today, so
Yep.
going to be very fun.
Yep,
for
gonna
the
see the
Bowser.
Steve come in against Bowser. Gonna be pretty scary, but honestly, I mean, to be honest, Steve generally does an absurd amount of damage per combo anyway. having a bit of a bigger hitbox, honestly, will it change all that much?
Yeah.
Like, let's be real here. Will it change all that much? It will probably make some things do a bit extra damage, and it'll make it easier to get caught by stray hits, which will be concerning. But at the end of the day, not a mass amount is changing. What's really going to be difficult is getting the Bowser to be able to approach the Steve.
Going to small battlefield, though, so we will see how this goes for Bowser.
We shall see. As we swap over to the game cam, this could very well be the last time we swap over to the game cam this game. If the Bowser loses all of his stocks here, this is the end of Valpo's chances of winning this round.
Yep. So, going to see this, but the Steve is just going to keep up tilting.
I will up tilt because it is strong. That tends to be the Falco mindset too. So you know what, we're not new to that kind of mindset.
We're not new, but we're not new to
Yikes!
it
That was, wow, he actually that is so unfortunate. He landed on the block instead of grabbing the ledge, so he held shield, but the block broke underneath him, so he dropped shield because he was now airborne just in time to get hit by the down smash.
Steve is
We love
a
this
great
character. He's incredibly designed.
So Bowser already being dealt 150 damage against the Steve. Going to be just looking for this kill, but
Yep, that will take it.
unfortunate.
Minecart being a command grab like that just enables it to be used in such devious ways.
The Steve is going to be looking to use his diamond at some point, but
I would
very
assume that
safe right now.
he's gonna wait to use that next stock, and dealing 60, doing a 55 real quick. That forwarder is able to take the stock, and now we shall see the diamonds come out.
Yep, diamonds coming out, going to just be dealing so much percentage right here. 75% already on the Bowser. Well, Steve has 0.
Yikes! Anvil almost killed.
Going to be just huge things.
That's not an even trade. Steve can recover from that. Wow, actually messed it up.
He barely doesn't, but that's still not a trade I'd be willing to make in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, you are just trying to get as far as possible. At the very least, it did get rid of the diamond. So you know, it's not the worst trade in the world for sure. It's not advantageous, but it's not the worst trade in the world. I don't hate the decision.
Yep, going to still be taking large amounts of damage right here, 86%, and Steve has iron, so going to be very difficult going in for Bowser to take this stock.
Yeah, Steve's gonna have a lot of kill power here, and especially in this juggle situation. Yep. Actually, not quite taking this. Really? That's actually surprising to me that it didn't kill, because that move is heinous.
Barely doesn't kill, but still gonna be looking for it. Steve still has the ability
because
to
it
kill.
is strong.
Wow!
That's sent at an angle, but it's Steve, so he can recover because, of course.
Yeah, of course.
This might be a kill.
That should be.
Wow,
Yeah.
I say might. Yeah, that was definitely killing. You know, that means that 166% did just get healed. So that's a pretty big step. I mean, did have to spend 2 of his stocks to take that.
Yeah.
But it's better than nothing. That's how this begins.
So, gonna be looking at the next 2 characters with only 1 stock, especially that Toon Link, going to be very nerve-wracking. The question is, who are they gonna send in next?
Yeah, I would assume not the Toon Link here. They do still have another player in the back. So my guess, who did we see the first round? We did see a Game & Watch.
Yep.
I could see the Game & Watch. Oh, really?
Nope, we're seeing the
Actually,
Toon Link
we're just seeing the Toon Link getting thrown straight in, wanting to end it here and now. So here's going to be the biggest hurdle. We're in a very similar situation to last round. A little less favorable, actually, if I recall. Actually, no.
No, it's about as favorable.
Yeah, it's about as favorable. Both teams technically have double the amount of stocks as when we last saw the Toon Link come out.
Yep. So, well, no. Bowser only has 1, I believe.
Does Bowser only have 1?
Yeah, Bowser only has 1.
Yeah, Bowser only has 1. My bad. I missed the button. Thanks. I was hoping I tried to be neat and point out a fun little interaction, but alas,
No,
it
you
was
don't
just
get
simply
that.
me being incompetent.
Going to be seeing this. Bowser going to have to lose 2 stocks here. This is going to be a very rough fight for Bowser.
Yeah, this is going to be incredibly difficult.
3, 2,
This is a lot of stocks to chew through and very few stocks to chew through it with. Hey, he swapped sides. That was the Bowser side. What the heck? Nothing actually changes, but
Yep.
actually, technically, it could matter if you're playing Cloud. Technically, Cloud fighting to the left is better. Or left Cloud is better than right Cloud, technically.
That's a random fact, you know, but already
Yep.
taking 85% damage off of the Bowser, so just huge amounts of
Yeah,
damage right here.
that's the thing with a fast and oh jeez. Okay, never mind. That is a way to interrupt me. Just a forward smash. I've seen Bowser forward smash kill at 30, so not quite taking this off. But that's the thing with fast characters
That
like this.
will
It's going to
take
rack up
the
damage a
stock.
lot. And there is the final stock for Valpo, having Illinois take that round and the set there, going 2-0 over Valpo.
Yep, and that will be game for today's Smash Bros. Game. I believe there is no more games for Smash Bros. After this for specifically GLEC.
For specifically GLEC, okay.
Yes.
But we will still be able to see some Smashy Bros game later. So make sure to tune in later. We do have some Overwatch gameplay at 1 Central Time, so make sure to tune in for that, and we will see you then.